The galaxy mocked Earth's weakness. Now they kneel to the alpha they created. The Nexus Vault's chamber hummed with alien voices, sibilant hisses, guttural rumbles, and the crystalline chimes of telepathic relays. Its obsidian walls, etched with the sigils of 1,000 worlds, pulsed under the light of a binary star system. At the chamber's heart, Delegate Zykor of the Dragon Sovereignty loomed, his armored plates glinting as he jabbed a talon at the human delegation. "Earth," he growled, "a fleeting speck in the cosmic void, dares to claim parity with us? Your audacity is laughable." I, Dr. Mira Solis, Earth's chief xenoarchaeologist, stood at the edge of our group, my heart pounding, but my posture resolute. 20 years decoding alien relics had taught me their scorn masked unease. Beside me, Commander Elias Torin, our lead diplomat, radiated calm, his gray eyes scanning the chamber like a tactician mapping a battlefield. The Nexus saw humans as insignificant, a primitive curiosity from a backwater star. They were about to be schooled. "Delegate Zykor," Torin began, his voice sharp as a blade, "Earth's contributions, our trade hubs, our adaptive tech, have bolstered your failing economies. Deny it, and I'll flood this chamber with the numbers." Zykor's plates rattled in disdain. "Contributions? Your scavenged hyperdrives? Your crude fusion cores? We gifted you the stars, human, and you repay us with insolence." The chamber erupted. Klivani tendrils writhed, Zorathian optics flared, and the ethereal Venaris shimmered with amusement. I gripped my holoslate, fighting the urge to snap back. "Patience, Mira," I thought. "Our time is now." High Arbiter Lysara, her prismatic form casting rainbows across the chamber, raised a glowing appendage. "Commander Torin, Dr. Solis, you claim a seat among elders. Prove your worth. What does Earth offer that we cannot surpass?" Her voice was a melodic hum, but her eyes held a challenge. I stepped forward, activating my holo display. Earth's blue-green orbs spun into view, fragile yet defiant. 50 years ago," I said, my voice cutting through the din, "you branded us Class 4, barely sentient, doomed to stagnate. You mocked our frail bodies, our petty wars. But you made a fatal error." The holo shifted. Earth's first orbital dock, ramshackle but functional. Then Europa's domed cities, gleaming under ice. Finally, our Nexus-class frigates patrolling the Cygnus Arm. "You underestimated our will to rise." The chamber stirred, a ripple of unease. Zykor snorted, his talons clicking. "Will. Every species has will. You're no exception." "Are we?" Torin countered, his tone ice cold. "Let's talk about the Arcturus breach." The room fell silent. Every delegate knew the breach, a rogue singularity, birthed by Klivani experiments that had nearly devoured 9 systems a decade ago. The Nexus had bickered, paralyzed by protocol. "Humans stopped it," Torin said. "Our crude ships, retrofitted with your scraps, stabilized the singularity with a gravitic lattice we built in 96 hours. Your worlds still spin because of us." The holo showed the operation. Human frigates dancing through plasma storms, engineers in exosuits anchoring gravitic nodes under lethal radiation. The Klivani delegate, Sirith, coiled her tendrils tightly, silent. "Error 1, I continued, seizing the moment. "You thought our biology limited us. Humans endure deserts, tundras, even void with the right tools. We don't adapt to worlds. We reshape them." The holo displayed humans in cryosuits on methane moons, then scientists in orbital labs cracking alien tech. "Error 2, you assumed our short lives meant slow progress. We don't wait for centuries. We innovate, iterate, overcome." The display shifted to a timeline. Earth's leap from chemical rockets to quantum drives in 25 years. Our neural arrays outpacing binary telepathy in a decade. "And error 3, Torin added, his voice a quiet storm. "You thought our divisions would fracture us. You saw our conflicts, our borders, and laughed. But when you showed us the galaxy, we became one. Not out of fear, but hunger." The holo showed Earth's Unity Pact, forged post-contact, followed by human diplomats sealing bonds with 62 species. Zykor's plates twitched. but he held his tongue. Lysera's prismatic glow softened. "Bold claims," she said, "yet your influence surges unchecked. You control 20% of Nexus trade routes, colonies in 30 systems. Some call this a threat." "Threat?" I echoed, stepping closer to the holo. "Let's talk about threats. 15 years ago, the Dragon sovereignty blockaded our colony on Kepler 442b, demanding our fusion tech. You thought us weak, so you squeezed. What happened?" The holo showed the Vanguard, a lone human cruiser, outmaneuvering a Dragon armada with hyperspace microjumps, disabling their flagship shields. "We didn't just win, we exposed your tactical flaws to the entire Nexus." Z-Cor's plates flushed dark, a sign of fury, but he stayed silent. The Vanguard's victory had forced the Dragons to cede 3 trade lanes, earning Earth its Nexus seat. Lysera leaned forward, her glow intensifying. "You speak of triumphs, but your ambition unsettles us. What is Earth's endgame?" Torin met her gaze. "Not conquest, Arbiter. Collaboration. A galaxy where no species is dismissed as lesser. We build futures, not empires." A deep clang echoed from the back. Warlord Vroth of the Zarathians, his optic sensors blazing. "Fine words, human, but the Nexus faces a crisis. The ecliptic veil. Its quantum storms will shred 20 systems in 11 months. What's your answer?" The chamber buzzed. The ecliptic veil was a galactic anomaly, a maelstrom of quantum disruptions tearing through space. No species had a countermeasure. Torin nodded to me. "We've studied the veil for 5 years," I said, switching the holo to a model of the storm system. "Our engineers developed a quantum stabilizer, a network of resonance nodes to calm the disruptions. Simulations show a 95% success rate." "Simulations?" Sirith hissed, her tendrils lashing. "You expect us to trust human theory with trillions of lives?" "No," Torin replied, unwavering. "We're deploying the stabilizers in 6 weeks, with or without your approval. But we'd prefer your expertise." The holo showed the stabilizer array, a lattice of glowing nodes pulsing in sync to tame the storms. Human and Zarathian scientists collaborated in the footage, a rare unity. Lysera's glow shifted to a curious blue. "You act alone, yet preach cooperation. Why should we trust you?" "Because," I said, my voice rising, "when the Arcturus breach threatened your systems, we didn't wait for your vote. We saved you, and we'll do it again." The holo showed human Klibani teams calibrating gravitic nodes, a testament to cross-species resolve. Broth's optics dimmed, a sign of respect. "I admire their nerve. My fabricators will join your stabilizer project." Z-Cor's plates rattled, but he stayed silent. Lysera's glow softened. "The Nexus will deliberate. Your actions, humans, will shape your legacy." As the session adjourned, Torin and I retreated to the vault's observation deck, the binary stars casting shadows across the obsidian floor. "They're starting to see us," Torin said, his voice low. "They'll do more than see," I replied, staring at the cosmos. "They'll follow." 6 weeks later, the quantum stabilizer array activated around the ecliptic veil. Human, Zarathian, and Klibani ships patrolled the perimeter, their crews synchronized like a single mind. The quantum storms roared, threatening to unravel reality, but the stabilizers held, calming the chaos. 20 systems, home to quadrillions, were spared. The Nexus reconvened, the chamber electric with anticipation. Z-Cor stood, his plates subdued. "We mocked Earth's weakness," he admitted, his voice heavy, "yet they forged a path we couldn't. I propose Earth be named a prime species, equal in all rights." The vote was unanimous. As Torin accepted the proclamation, I watched from the sidelines, pride swelling in my chest. 50 years ago, the galaxy sneered at our fragility. Now they knelt to the alpha they created, not through fear, but respect earned in fire and ingenuity. But the veil's stabilization revealed a deeper mystery. Our probes detected a signal within the storms, structured, possibly sentient, unlike anything in Nexus records. The Conclave, now wary but intrigued, authorized a joint expedition. Earth led the mission with the intrepid, our flagship, guiding a fleet of 15 species into the Veil's heart. I stood on the bridge, my hollow slate streaming data from quantum sensors. "Dr. Solis," Captain Aisha Malik called, her voice taut. "The signal's resolving into a pattern, complex, almost alive." I frowned, analyzing the data. "It's not just a signal, it's a language." The holo displayed the pattern. Quantum fluctuations forming a code no species had deciphered. Our neural implants, uniquely human, processed it faster than alien tech. "It's a summons," I said, my pulse quickening. "Something's waiting." Warlord Vroth, aboard his Zorathian dreadnought, patched in. "A summons? From what?" "Unknown," Torrin replied, his eyes on the holo. "But it's tied to the Veil's origin. We need to find it." Sirith's voice crackled, skeptical. "You humans chase danger blindly. What if it's a trap?" "Then we spring it," Torrin said, his tone final. "And we win." The fleet plunged into the Veil, navigating quantum rifts that warped time and space. Our stabilizers kept the worst at bay, but the strain was palpable. Humans and aliens battling disorientation and fear. On day 21, we found it. A structure, vast and crystalline, floating in a stable pocket of the Veil. It wasn't a station or a ship. It was a lattice of shimmering filaments pulsing with the signal we detected. "It's alive," I whispered, my holoslate screaming with data. "A quantum entity, older than the stars." Sirith hissed through the comms. "This is beyond us. We should retreat." "No," I said, my voice firm. "It's reaching out. If we leave, we lose our chance to understand." I linked my neural implant to the signal, letting its patterns flood my mind. Visions surged, galaxies forming, civilizations rising, then crumbling to dust. The entity wasn't hostile. It was a guardian of cosmic history, awakened by the Veil's chaos. "It's fading," I said, my throat tight. "The storms are its lifeblood, and our stabilizers are killing it." Torrin's eyes widened. "Can we save it?" I nodded, calculating. "If we retune the stabilizers to harmonize with its core, we can stabilize it instead of the storms." Vroth growled. "And let the Veil spread? Madness!" "Trust us," Torrin said, his voice a quiet command. "We've risked everything to get here. Let us finish this." The next 96 hours were relentless. Human engineers, Klebani coders, and Zorathian fabricators worked as one, rewiring the stabilizer array under the entity's pulsing light. Zykor's dragons, initially hesitant, supplied critical energy relays. I coordinated, my implant buzzing with cross-species data. The entity's signal clarified, its memories flooding our systems. A chronicle of the galaxy, encoded in quantum threads. On the final day, the array activated. The Veil stabilized, not by sealing the storms, but by syncing them with the entity's core. The lattice glowed brighter, its signal shifting to gratitude, a universal emotion. "We did it," Malik said, her voice raw with relief. "No," I corrected, echoing a truth I'd learned. "We all did." The Nexus convened an emergency session, the chamber ablaze with excitement. The entity's data, shared freely by Earth, revolutionized galactic science. New propulsion, energy systems, even hints of pre-galactic civilizations. Zykor stood, his plates low in respect. "We doubted you," he said. "We were wrong. Earth is a beacon." Lysera's prismatic form glowed gold. The Nexus names Earth a prime species, co-founder of our new era. "What say you, Commander Torrin?" Torrin stepped forward, commanding. "We accept, not for dominance, but for destiny. The galaxy is vast, its challenges endless. We'll face them together, or not at all." The chamber roared, clicks, hums, and cheers uniting as one. I watched, my heart swelling. 50 years ago, we were mocked. Now we led, not by force, but by lifting others with us. On the Intrepid's observation deck, Torrin and I studied the entity's final gift, a map of uncharted galactic arms, alive with unknowns. "What's out there?" I asked. Torrin's smile was fierce. "Our next test. Ready, Dr. Solis?" I laughed, the stars burning in my eyes. Born for it. But the galaxy never rests. 3 months later, a new signal emerged from the map's coordinates, a pulse distinct from the entities, hinting at a presence beyond our understanding. The Nexus, now united under Earth's influence, formed a coalition to investigate. The Intrepid led with 20 species ships in tow. On the bridge, I monitored the signal, its complexity dwarfing even the entities. "It's not a warning," I said, my voice steady despite the unknown. "It's an invitation." Vroth's optics flared through the comms. "To what, human?" "To something greater," Torin replied. "Or something worse. Either way, we'll meet it." The fleet jumped, hyperspace folding around us. The signal grew, resonating with a purpose we couldn't yet grasp. As we emerged in an uncharted arm, a structure loomed, not crystalline but metallic, its surface shifting like liquid. It wasn't a relic, it was active, watching. Cirrus' voice trembled. "This is no guardian. This is a predator." "Maybe," I said, my implant processing the structure's emissions. "But predators respect strength. Let's show it ours." The structure pulsed, sending a data stream that overwhelmed our systems. My implant caught fragments, schematics for tech beyond our grasp, coordinates to unknown systems, and a challenge: prove your worth. Torin grinned, a spark of defiance in his eyes. "They want a test? We'll give them one." The next 2 weeks were a crucible. Human, Dragon, and Invenari teams decoded the schematics, building a response signal, a beacon of our own, powered by the entity's quantum tech. Zycor's engineers, once skeptical, worked tirelessly, their plates gleaming with pride. On day 15, we activated the beacon, its pulse syncing with the structures. The structure responded, its surface stabilizing into a platform. A hatch opened, revealing a chamber within. "An invitation," I said, my voice steady. "They're waiting." Torin nodded. "We go in, together." The coalition's leaders, Human, Cliveny, Zorathian, Dragon, boarded the structure, our exosuits humming. Inside, we found no creatures, only a vast interface alive with data. It spoke, not in words but in concepts: unity, strength, potential. It was a gatekeeper, testing species for a galactic alliance beyond the Nexus. "We're ready," Torin said, his voice echoing in the chamber. "Earth has united this fleet. We've faced your challenge." The interface pulsed, approving. Data flooded our systems, blueprints for transgalactic drives, maps to distant clusters, and a warning: greater threats awaited. The gatekeeper deemed us worthy, but the real trial was coming. Back at the Nexus, the Coalition's report shook the chamber. The gatekeeper's data promised a new era, but its warning loomed large. Lysara stood, her glow vibrant. "Earth has led us to this threshold. What is your path forward?" Torin faced the chamber. "We explore, we prepare, we unite. The galaxy isn't just our home, it's our responsibility." Zykor, Vroth, and Cirith nodded, their species pride yielding to shared purpose. The Nexus voted Earth as coalition leader, a role no species had held. I watched, my chest tight with awe. We'd been mocked, but now we guided, not by conquest, but by inspiring others to rise. On the Intrepid's bridge, months later, we charted the gatekeeper's coordinates. A new signal emerged, faint but growing. "Another test?" Malik asked. I smiled, my implant humming with possibilities. "Or an ally, let's find out." The stars stretched before us, infinite and unyielding. 50 years ago, we were nothing. Now the galaxy knelt, not to our strength, but to the vision we'd forged together. Humanity has turned scorn into supremacy, uniting a galaxy through courage and collaboration. What's our next leap? Share your vision for the stars we'll conquer together.